Welcome to week 16 of our NFL Bets Show. We go through and give you our top three bets of the week. Coming off, this is definitely one of our best weeks of the year, but every week has been a good week. This was just, we went 10-2 and 4-0 on the locks. It was absolutely fantastic.
It pays to listen. It pays to listen.
I don't even know what that brought our overall record to, but we're sitting at just overall records between all of us 26 and 13, 25 and 17, 25 and 17, 29 and 13. I mean,
Crushing
Cream of
it.
the crap.
We're going all the way up to the Super Bowl. But yeah, who wants to start us off with their first bet? This is Christmas week, trying to get you some extra Santa money.
Pay off those gifts.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
Santa money?
Yeah, for like the kids and stuff.
I don't know what you're saying. Doesn't make any sense.
All right, well, back to the pick show. My first of the week, I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tampa Bay Bucks over 43.5. This just feels way too low of a number for these two teams. Baker put up a hell of a performance last week in Lambeau, one of only two quarterbacks, him and Aaron Rodgers, to post a perfect passer rating in Lambeau ever. They were cooking, and the Packers you usually beat on the ground, and Baker was dealing. And Jacksonville on the other side, they looked a little suspect against the Ravens. Yeah, again, came up short, I think it may have been actually 6 times within the 30 of scoring points. And I think that's just attributed to the Ravens defense and some bad luck on turnovers. I mean, Lawrence literally just dropping the ball.
Butterfingers.
Absolute Butterfingers play there. But, we've been attacking collectively Tampa Bay secondary the entire year, whether it's DFS or bets. And so I think this 43.5 it just feels way too low for these two teams. Tampa clicking right now on offense, Jacksonville against a suspect Tampa secondary.
Yeah, I like this game too. I'm going to pick a side here and go with Jacksonville and virtually a pick them at -1. I think they've had to play two of the best defenses in the NFL the past 2 weeks with the Browns and Ravens. So, I'm not expecting them to just be shooting the lights out. And I think if, this was a couple weeks ago, the line would be a lot different. So I think it's a little bit of recency bias where you get them at a pick 'em. They're still, going for the winning of their division. So this is a very important game for them as well as Tampa Bay. But I ultimately think Jags are a better football team. We've been targeting the Bucks defense, like you're saying, and they have 5 starters potentially not playing and questionable for this week, including, some of their best players like Devin White and Willie Golson, who kind of locked down the run game. So I think it's a good spot for ETN to come back into form and shine. He's kind of been game scripted out as of recently, but when the Jags were real hot, ETN was putting up 2 touchdowns a game. So that's where I think they go this week. Obviously they're missing Christian Kirk, and, he definitely kind of accelerates that offense to a different level, but for a pick 'em, I think the Jags are just going to edge this one out. I think it'll be a really close game though.
The battle for Florida.
That's right.
The entire state is on the line.
Christian Kirk being out really hurts that offense. They look lost. It's not good.
Ingram filled in for them that one game, that first game he was gone. Ingram kind of filled that spot, but he clearly did not against the Ravens last week.
Yeah, and they got to do with ETN.
The Bucks have a great linebacking core, so it's against, I think he gets. Yeah, like Nick said, I think they went through ETN, but we'll see. We'll see if they can bounce back. But
yeah. All their like good run stoppers are hurt though. Like Devin White, Golson, both of their safeties are probably not going to
play. Vita Vea still playing?
Yeah, but he's only one guy. So
yeah,
if the edges aren't there, linebackers aren't there.
2 guys.
Yeah, I like the Jags O line. They're not terrible, but
They're not. I mean, they're not terrible. Not anything to write home about. But I will. We'll stay in the state of Florida here. I'm probably taking the game of the week here. The Dallas Cowboys traveling to the Miami Dolphins.
AKA the Fraud Bowl.
Fraud Bowl. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Each team hasn't really beaten anyone of magnitude. Besides, I guess the Cowboys beat the Eagles.
One collective win over a team above 500 between the two teams at
I did see
at
that.
20-8 collectively.
Yeah, but again, I think this is a terrible spot for Cowboys. Traveling to Buffalo, traveling back to Dallas, traveling to Miami. At least it's not cold. It's not going to be cold outside. So that's what Dak has going for him. But that offense looked absolutely terrible against the Bills. And I think the Dolphins have a better defense than Bills do. They match up better on the outside. Maybe you see Tony Pollard do something this year since he's been a ghost. What we thought he would be. And then on the other side, Miami, obviously Tyreek was out. Didn't matter. Still can't stop Waddle. The Cowboys are absolutely going to get torched if Tyreek is playing this game. Again, PB mentioned last week that Dallas Cowboys play most man-to-man coverage, and you cannot play man-to-man against Tyreek. Even if you put two guys on him, he's still the fastest guy on the field. And I think just the coaching side of everything as well. McDaniels is just a way better coach than Fat Albert over there. And
McCarthy has been a
Dallas.
much better coach this year. Like I was
McCarthy is
never-
a terrible coach.
He's been a much better coach this year.
Okay.
He will
Well,
no doubt screw something up in the playoffs.
yeah,
We'll,
he's
see,
cause
we'll
of
see when
demise.
we'll see when it comes down to like
all right, you closet cowboy. Where's your cowboy maniac?
we'll
PB is just a bandwagoner in general.
Yeah.
we'll see when the playoffs come if he crumbles and resorts back to his old ways. But from watching them play this year, they're like just having that pass rate over expectation already makes them stand out. Like just going away from the run game more and putting the ball in Dak's hands, like that was a smart idea. And
Can I
paid
can I make
off.
my pick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if this was your pick or my pick.
No,
I
you
just-
just
I
you were,
didn't
you were
know.
dogging McCarthy when he's been a horrible coach his career, but
I
this year
just-
he's been good.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make my pick. I'm gonna take the Dolphins here at home minus the 1.5. I think they just get it done. They are a wagon on Sunday. They're 11-4 ATS in the last 15 on Sunday. And I just love that stat. It's just a great stat, and I'm taking it, running with
Corey,
it.
I've got another good stat for you here if you want a
Yeah.
little bolster here. So
Yeah, let's give it to me.
-1.5, basically a pick 'em. Dak Prescott is 6-13 straight up in his career on the road versus over 500 teams. That's 114th out of 116 QBs in money line profitability.
Good. Wow. Yeah,
Bad.
he's not. He has good games.
They're a
Really
different
bad.
team. They're a different team in Dallas. They really are.
Yeah, yeah. So, and this is a huge win. I mean, this is a huge game. Dallas loses this, and the Eagles have a much easier schedule. They're going to lose out on probably that seeding. So, give me the Dolphins -1.5.
All right. For my
Have the Dolphins beat anyone with a winning
No.
record this year?
They have not.
Nope. Dallas only has one.
All right. Well, my first bet is a trend, and a trend that I followed throughout the year, and it'll continue this week with a few of my bets, and that is fading bad quarterbacks on the road that are favorites. And this quarterback in particular, I've done it several times with, and I don't think it's lost yet. And that would be fading Jordan Love on the road as a favorite. Carolina is +5. I just don't know when Vegas is going to learn. Like Jordan Love is not a good quarterback. He's had some good games, here and there, but I mean, we'll see if Christian Watson comes back. Either way, like the Panthers still have a serviceable defense and good enough to stop like a bad quarterback. And again, I'm not saying Bryce Young is good by any means. I thought he was the biggest bust coming into the year, and he has been. But give me the bad quarterback and the points rather than the bad quarterback laying 5 on the road.
Bigger bust than Quentin Johnson.
Impossible.
Yes, because he was the first overall pick, and he's a quarterback.
No, I love hearing the pretty much weekly Jordan Love bashing. It's just music to my ears. So I appreciate you for that one.
Like, I mean, it doesn't, it never will add up. Like, this game does not play out. Sim it over 1,000 times, 10,000 times. There's no way.
Here comes Sim Bro.
50+% of the time, this Jordan Love is beating Carolina by 6+ points. It just doesn't happen. So therefore, you just take the points.
Oh man.
Corey, you're the Bryce Young guy. Why do you think this is a weird bet?
Because they don't have a coach.
Corey,
They have a
Corey,
coach.
Corey, just say it. Bryce Young is a complete bust. The dude hasn't thrown a touchdown in like 10 weeks. He's
I'm just
looked
saying, he had
awful.
Frank Reich. He has now an interim coach. I mean, I'm
Okay,
not saying
think
he's
about
looked
all
great.
the other interim. I'll think about all these quarterbacks that have come in. Think about how many injuries have been in the league this year, and these quarterbacks just come in, and people are like, "Oh, like look at this guy." Bryce Young hasn't done anything all year against bad teams. He's
you
been
know, you
terrible.
can't write. He's not been great. I'm not saying he hasn't. He just has not been given the serviceable tools to succeed at all. But
I'd agree with that.
yeah, I mean, he's
bust.
in a terrible situation.
It's
I'm
like
not.
Tim Couch.
And I'm saying all this, and you should take Carolina this week.
Yeah, well, I think you're silly, but that's okay. It's another time.
All right. Well, since PB's got his Saints hat on, I'll take this next pick. I'm going Rams -4 Thursday night. Cooper Kupp is back. He's got 3 touchdowns in his last 3 games, over 100 yards in his last 2. The Rams could quite possibly be 5-0 if they didn't lose that overtime game to Baltimore a couple weeks ago. But they're back. They're hot. McVay's in stride, and he's making his playoff push. The Saints are in the hunt too, but I'm sticking to games that mean something this week. And one of those weeks where the fate is sealed. And I think the Saints are going to lose. They lost Lattimore. The defense is not the same. And kind of back to my Kupp note, PB has been screaming about how bad his slot cornerback is the past couple weeks, and now he gets Cooper Kupp, who's hot. So I love that matchup for Stafford, and I think it's the reason that they're able to cover here at home. I'm not expecting a huge Puka day, but Kyron Williams, I think he, just passed the Todd Gurley stat of having the most missed tackles in a season. So he's looking pretty good. And McVay on Thursday night has averaged like 25 touches to his running backs, which is interesting. So I think it'll be a big Kyron and Kupp day. And I think the Saints are just not going to have an answer for that. Cam Jordan's beat up. So they're going to have a tough time slowing down that offense. And I don't think Derek Carr and a beat up Olave can keep up.
Give us a better draft pick. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Speaking
So
of,
do you like that pick, PB?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, it's Derek Carr. Like I can't, I just, it's hard to watch the TV when watching him play. The amount of times we end up in the red zone, and we'll just, it's like a great drive, just incomplete pass, incomplete or run for 2 yards, incomplete pass, field goal. Like it's crazy. I cannot watch it anymore. And yeah, I mean, it's not like my favorite bet because I mean, we're gonna have Olave back probably, and possibly some additional pieces that are getting healthier. So I wouldn't bet it, but yeah, it's
I
whatever.
think even at full strength they're covering. So
Disagree there, but
all right, well, on to another game that matters for a completely different reason. We're talking draft picks here. Any better knows that when you attend a game, you bet that game. You figure out a way. You figure out multiple ways to throw money at that game. Arizona coming into Chicago. I will be at this game. I don't love the line with the Bears being favored over a field goal, but I'm going to take the over 44.5. The Cardinals they're coming off a tough stride here, but I think Kyler's getting a little bit back to it, and that offense actually had some really good success against the 49ers in the run game, which we don't typically see against that 49ers defense. So I think they're fairly formidable in the run game. I think Kyler is a very competent quarterback. And on the other side of the ball, I mean, the Cardinals are Swiss cheese on defense. So give me the over here. Rooting for points. Would love to see a shootout. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Gonna find ways to throw lots of money at this game, though.
Alrighty. I like
Since
it.
you're in attendance, you got to do it.
Right?
Oh, you're thinking of the game. Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will take this one because the next PB and Nick have similar bets here. I am taking my Indianapolis Colts again on the road, going to Atlanta Falcons, who just put up one of the worst performances I've ever seen in my entire life against the worst team in the NFL. Arthur Smith does not know how to coach football, doesn't know how to manage his players.
Trust fund, baby.
Nick's a little salty because he had Bijan, who put up a immaculate stat line of, I think, 11 yards on 4 carries and a fumble.
0.4
Yeah.
points, I believe.
My Bijan Kincaid stack for 0.4 points on the week was just, that's what I was looking for in the first
Combined.
round of the playoffs. That's exactly what I needed.
Yeah, so it's been it's been a good little stat here. The Colts are still winning, so playing well. Offensive line has looked a lot better. Gardner Minshew has not been as much pressure. We held TJ Watt to 1 sack with a rookie right tackle against him, which is absolutely insane to even think about. Yeah, I mean, I think the Colts are getting healthier. I'm interested in see where Zach Moss is and where Jonathan Taylor is this week. So Jonathan Taylor hasn't been ruled out. The Atlanta defense is better. It's obviously their best aspect of that team, but it's not anything great. I am not really worried. Michael Pittman is, I mean, Shane Steichen said today that Michael Pittman is healthy. I don't even know if he actually got a concussion that game. I honestly, I don't. They said he was in concussion protocol, but they never came out and said that he had a concussion. I think they were just
Corey,
scared.
there's no way he did not get a concussion.
I don't know.
There is
I don't
no
know.
way in hell.
I don't know. I
You
think
got
It was just
ejected
kind of a
from the
weird
season.
looking hit. Like,
I think
Literally
he just
two guys like lunging headfirst at each other.
It was
I-
such a bad hit. The guy got ejected for the year, and he didn't have a concussion.
There's no way.
I'm just telling you, like Shane Steichen said he looked really good today. So, but I'm just obviously it's only Tuesday here, still got a
I'm
lot of
glad
time.
he's all right.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I mean,
matter when AJ Terrell's gonna shadow him anyway. and
Well, I
knock
mean,
him
he
out.
was absolutely cooking Joey Porter, who everyone was scared of, and I mean, it didn't seem to matter till.
AJ Terrell is a different animal.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just.
that's
I
true.
mean, that's fine. We can all sit here and talk about AJ Terrell this, AJ Terrell that, but doesn't matter until they play a game. I'm taking the better receiver over the better corner. And Atlanta has just
Pittman is
sucked.
not an alpha though.
I mean, he is. Just look at his stats this year.
Targets.
Atlanta is 1-8 in the last 9 games playing at home against the Indianapolis Colts. 1-9. That is awful. And this is basically pick 'em. Give me the Colts, on his underdogs on the road at +1.5. PB had a whole thing set up today, and he wishes that he could throw it in there. Sorry, bet against the Colts as favorites. They should be favored in this game. So
They
give me
should
the
not.
Colts. I mean, they should. I mean, I don't know what NFL games you watch, but you're
Corey,
not watching the same as us.
Again, I had a whole theme this week.
Yeah, bad quarterbacks on the
It was
road.
bad
being favored,
quarterbacks
I
on the
know.
road as favorites, and they were favorites.
I
They
mean,
were
Ritter's
minus-
pretty garbage.
They were
not
minus
Ritter, it's
2
Heineke.
favorites earlier this morning, and I
Even
bet it.
worse.
And then tonight I go on to make that one of my picks, and it's all the way up to +1.5 for the Colts. You are on the wrong side of this. The Falcons.
History says.
I don't
last
care. That's
17
different teams. Like, what does the
last
okay,
17
I get it.
games,
It's for
Colts
the
are
bit.
15-2 straight up against
It's
the
for the
Falcons.
bit. It's for your meaningless stat bit, and that's fine. But like in reality, those stats are meaningless. So
No,
they
it's
are
not
meaningless
That's-
stats.
It's a great stat that wins
Yeah,
a lot.
great. It's
I
great for
mean,
your bit.
I mean,
Oh,
to be
trend.
fair, his meaningless stats went 3-0 last week. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, but that's not for the meaningless stat reason. Like it can, like yes, the Colts can win this game. Are they the right side? Absolutely not.
No, they are. But that's,
I'm
take
I'm
Colts plus one
I
and a half.
had to say that because I really wanted the Falcons because they were definitely one of my 3 picks this week. But now that they're favorites, I'm going back. I still think they win the game, but yeah, so my new pick that I had to pivot to is Chargers Bills over 43.5. I think this is a game where you see Josh Allen, he's not like he is a long shot in odds markets to like make his like to be MVP, but I think he attempts to make like an MVP case here. People counted this team out. They have been one of the best teams all year long. And even with that record, like how this team has been incredibly unlucky. Finally, what they've done all year has showed in their last few games. They've looked incredible. And I don't know. I think they put up 30. The total is 43.5. And I think they're putting up 30 or more by themselves. So then you just need the Chargers in catch-up mode, garbage time to get you close to 14, and you got this covered. This
Kind of
is
like they did last week when they were down 57 points to the Raiders.
oh yeah, that's a good example. That is a good
Garbage
example.
time.
Yeah, something like that.
To be fair,
Where
Easton Stick did not look that bad. I
Well,
know
and it didn't matter.
Yeah,
I know it's not.
exactly.
I know
When
it's
they
the
were down
Raiders.
50 points.
Yeah, like
I mean-
the Bills were just like like they did not care at that point, or the Raiders
Yeah.
did not care at that point. But yeah,
I-
I'm on the over here mainly because if I think one team is putting up between 30 and 40 and the totals at 43.5, yes, I think Easton Stick or the Chargers team in general is capable of putting up near 14. So
I mean, I usually like betting on a bounce back spot with like a coach firing and just a
yeah, there's that too.
complete beatdown. But in no world can you recover from a Raiders beatdown
No,
like that.
you can't.
Like,
You're not
let's be
recovering.
honest. Like the Chargers, we saw it last week with Eckler. Like they're already moved on from the season. They finally got rid of Staley. Like Khalil Mack's having, one of the best seasons of his career. And like hats off to him. They got a decent pass rush going, but like there's nothing left for the Chargers offense. Eckler and Keenan Allen are virtually done for the season with their injuries. Like they're not even getting playing time at this point. It was crazy, like to see that last week. Eckler
Yeah,
was
but
just not even
sometimes
involved.
you
It
see
was
when
nuts.
these coaches get fired, whoever's calling the plays in the meantime, they kind of appease fans. And you could see like fans are like, we want to see Eckler. Like, why is Eckler like barely playing? Like they're still attached to the name Eckler. And so you could see them feature Eckler, Keenan
Yeah.
Allen can come back. So you could see them appease fans more and enough. I don't know. Again, it's off a coach firing. You could see them rally around that. I think they're gonna put
There's
up.
just no way that they stay within 21 points of the Bills. Like the Bills need this game so bad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Bills are just
so-
gonna. I
This is
didn't want to
this is
take
my
the
lock of the week, by the way. Bills minus 11.
Okay.
It's just a no-brainer to me. Even if they put up like 28 points, I don't think they can get to 17. So
Go ahead, Alex.
All right. I am going to put my lock of the week on the just immaculate Christmas present that we all are in store for. A Super Bowl preview. Ravens 49ers. It's exactly what we've been wishing for the entire year, waiting for Christmas to come. It's just this night game it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. My lock is going to be Ravens plus 5.5. And it's mainly because of the matchup. So I think we can all agree the Cardinals are pretty much a poverty franchise at this point in the game. They averaged 8 yards a carry against the 49ers last week. And now you're getting the Ravens, who are the best running offense in the entire league. Yes, they lose Keaton Mitchell, which is a huge loss to that offense on a brutal Gruesome injury.
Ugh.
That was
Ugh.
bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
You don't think Melvin Gordon has the zip of Keaton Mitchell?
I think he does. He's got fresh legs.
Stop. Melvin Gordon looks like he's running in reverse.
I mean, you're probably not wrong there, but I do think that this is I think we've seen Lamar really kind of like ease off the rushing piece this year, trying to stay healthy for that push. Both of these teams are obviously battling for the 1 seed on the bye and home field throughout the playoffs. I just think this line's a little bit too big. It wouldn't shock me if the 49ers win, but I think it's by a field goal. And it also wouldn't shock me if the Ravens pull it out. So I'm going to take the points here. I think it's just a little bit too large. And we are in for a great Christmas evening.
I think that gets bet down by Christmas. I think it really does. That seems like
Yeah.
way too many points. I know it's in San Francisco and to travel, and
East
a
to
lot of
west.
emotions. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. When was the last time these two teams played the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Harbaugh Bowl.
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I think that was actually. Let me double check.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
obviously
I
the
mean,
Ravens won
Bowl
that.
preview. Mhm.
I would love to see the 49ers win a close one, mainly because it's setting up perfectly. The NFL loves its script for Joe Flacco and the Browns to head into Baltimore in the wild card weekend and just upset them, which is, it's in the books. It's already written. So
The
gonna
Browns are
need to
probably
lose
playing.
this
The
game.
Browns are going to probably play the Jaguars in the wild card weekend. 5 or
I mean,
so.
that's fine. We'll
The
beat them
Colts.
again. We'll smack them around one more time.
No, they'll be playing the Colts, and we actually will get
No, the
retribution
Browns are
for-
probably playing the Jaguars.
no
We're
because
like 4
no,
weeks
'cause
out. How are you
Colts-
predicting that?
The Colts are going to win the division, so then the Colts would play the
The
Browns.
Colts are not winning that division. Stop.
I mean,
We're going to
happens.
take care of
I'm
the
gonna
Texans
go
this
into-
weekend
going-
for you,
All right,
Corey.
we need to get through this before.
I know. Well, you are just being a
No, I'm saying a realistic thing that everyone knows about the Jags, and you're here arguing that the Colts are because you're a Colts homer. Enough of the nonsense. You know they're not winning division, and let's move on.
Wait, Corey owns the Colts?
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
No, I said he's a
What?
homer. I said he's a Colts homer.
His name's
Homer.
Jim.
Oh, I thought you said owner.
No,
he
he's a
just
homer.
can't stand that
All right,
one of
on
our
to your
teams
lot, Corey.
having success when he thought we would suck. So I'm going to be going over.
No, I'll give credit
Coach
to
of
your
the year,
coach.
coach of
I'll
the
give
year.
credit
Trying
to
to
your
make my
coach. You're
pick
not.
here.
You're not
trying to
winning
make
the
my
division.
pick here. You can't even make my pick, PB. Colts are the best team in the AFC by far. But I'm going over to the I'm taking a game bounce back spot here. The New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles minus the 11.5. I think you hammer this with the biggest sledgehammer that you can find and your entire bankroll here, because there is no way on God's green earth that the Eagles don't beat the brakes off this Giants team by 50 points. The fact that I understand their defense, and it is Tommy Cutlets here. He's not a good quarterback. I understand the Eagles secondary and Bradbury is absolutely terrible, but you know what the Giants want to do? They want to use Saquon as much as they possibly can. I think the Eagles have just been through the freaking death trap with the games they've had to play. Now they get the Giants at home. The Giants have not beat the Eagles at home in like 10 straight games. The Eagles own the Giants at home. This is a get right spot. It's going to propel them into the playoffs on a hot streak to end the season after, that 3-game skid. And I think their entire team looks great. Jalen Hurts will probably be healthy. There's just no weapons on the Giants side besides Saquon. I mean,
Darren
yes,
Waller.
Darren
He's
Waller's back. Okay, well, again, I'm not really worried. I mean, I guess the Eagles linebackers are pretty suspect against the pass catchers, but I don't see a spot where they can keep up. There's just no way. Absolutely no way. Just take Bradbury off the field and you should win this game by 50 points. Because he was single-handedly the person who lost him the game that last night.
They were just targeting him on that last drive. Every catch went to Bradbury.
Every single catch. So, shout out Frankie. It's season's not over. Don't have to sell the team yet. You're 10-4. You're okay. And I'm gonna take the Eagles here minus 11.5.
All right. My final pick is the Steelers money line. Don't even need the points here. I believe, what is it? It's like +2.
Yeah.
You're going
Yeah,
to need the points because Mason Rudolph is still concussed from Myles Garrett's helmet.
Yeah.
Nobody
Well,
recovers from that.
yeah, we do get a Mason Rudolph start, which, Trubisky, Rudolph, Pickett, they're all the same. So you get Jake Browning on the road with either a banged up Chase or no Chase. Then they also suffered some injuries in their offensive line, Alex Kappa, and I forget on their defensive side who got injured. But
Oh, DJ.
Reader.
DJ Reader.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't.
out for
I forget.
season.
There was another guy too. I forget the name, but yeah, they're banged up on both sides of the ball. I understand they pulled off some wins with Browning, and then so they've been kind of hot, and the Steelers, have not looked good at all. They had that. Did they beat the Patriots or the Patriots? I think they
Patriots
lost.
beat him.
Yeah, they lost to the Patriots. They lost last week. So, everything's pointing like, oh, the Bengals are hot, Steelers aren't looking so great. You do not, again, this fit my narrative for this bet show of you do not bet on a bad quarterback. I consider Jake Browning to be a bad quarterback, no matter what he's played like. Without possibly is one of the best receivers in the league on the road in Pittsburgh. I texted everyone in this chat here a day ago saying that this was like one of my favorite bets of the year. Not just this week. This is one of my favorite bets of the entire year. Steelers are winning this game with ease.
I hope
T.
so.
Higgins last week, touchdown of the year. That was pretty sweet.
That was pretty wild.
Kind of a fluke win though. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, this is one of the most. This is some Christmas money right here. Easy money.
All right. Well, everyone make their picks.
Yeah, I think that was all. All
All
right.
right.
That'll do it for our Week 16 bet show. We got multiple DFS slates to cover. I mean, they gave us a Saturday 2-gamer, a full Christmas Eve slate, normal Sunday, and then we have a 3-game Christmas slate. So all sorts of money to be won heading into 2024. It's been a great year. Continue the success throughout the playoffs. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, helps out the channel, and we will see you next time.